Hi Taurus, Trishna here. Welcome to your July 2019 reading. What I'm feeling for you is leading up into July, coming in from June. I feel like so in the past few videos, we've had a strong theme about having to figure out your life purpose or having found it or having found it but not being sure and having to, go through some trial and error and like figure out if it really is a life purpose. There's been this theme around the life purpose, so I'm going to carry that into this video to kind of explain what I'm seeing for you because I think that it applies, like the life purpose component applies to a lot of you right now. If you're not really trying to figure out your life purpose right now, just follow the information and apply it to whatever situation this resonates with for you. It may not be the life purpose for you, maybe something else, maybe a relationship, maybe your career or something like that. But I'm going to use the life purpose because it makes it easier to kind of explain what I'm seeing for you. So basically, what I feel for you is leading up into July, I feel like you are really in this almost frantic mode of trying to figure something out. And that's why I'm like, maybe it's the life purpose. So you're trying to figure out your life purpose, and it's like you're going over here and trying to learn something over here and do something over here and explore this and see what happens here. And then you're going over here and you're doing the same thing. And then you're taking notes here and you're taking notes there and you're taking all these pieces from around you, trying to figure out the answer to this question that you have in your life or to this problem that you have in your life purpose, possibly. And, I think going into July, you are going to have a really good combination of not just learning and taking notes, but also doing. So you learn and you explore, and then you actually try to act on it and see if it works and see what results it brings you. And then you take that information and you refine, and then you go somewhere else and you learn and explore and do, and then you see where that takes you. So I think there is a pretty good balance of learning and doing. And I think that in general, when you learn and you do, that's just it. That is just perfect. That is a really important, that combo is really good for basically anything. Learn and do. But I feel like somewhere in the middle of July, you're gonna crash and burn because yes, you are learning and yes, you are doing, and that is, a killer combo for almost anything in life, like I was saying before. But I think you're way, way, way too focused on some end result, some solution, some answer, trying to figure something out. And so everything that you're doing is coming from outside of you. It's like, okay, I tried this and that didn't work, but hey, they tried that and that worked. I'm going to try that because it worked for them. Or, hey, that's an interesting idea. I'm just going to see what happens. And you're really not listening to yourself. You're really just taking what you see out there and just trying to rinse and repeat what somebody else has done, maybe with your own tweak, but for the most part, you're taking somebody else's thing and you're rinsing and repeating and seeing if it'll work for you because you want to find the answer and you think the answer is out there. And that's gonna make you crash and burn around the middle of July because the answer isn't out there, it's in here. And so the way to find the answer in here, so once you crash and burn, this is the advice that I suggest for you, is once you crash and burn, or maybe even before then, start listening to yourself. So when you look out into the world and you want to rinse and repeat what somebody else is doing, or you want to learn what they're doing and explore and try it for yourself, make sure that you're only doing it and trying it because it's fun and it's interesting to you and you can learn something out of it. You can take something out of it, but don't do it because you think it's going to solve your problem. So you want to take something out of this. You want there to be some benefit to your activity, but don't make everything about this is the missing piece that will solve my problem. Because that's the circle that you're going to be in before you crash and burn is like, that's going to solve my problem. Oh, it didn't. And then as you work on it and you refine it, you're like, oh man, okay, so I tried that and that and that, but now there's this other missing piece that I need. Let me go out and find it. And then you keep doing that, always finding these missing pieces and never really finding the answer to your question or your problem or whatever your situation. So what I recommend is whatever you're interested in, even if you think it's not going to make you money. Let's say your life purpose is around your business and you think that this one thing will work, but it's not really your calling, but you want to do it because you think it'll work, and you're like, well, maybe I can make it my purpose, or maybe it is my purpose because I feel like I'm being led there, but it's taking you away from doing what you actually enjoy. because you think what you actually enjoy can't make you money. So instead, what you should do is look within and learn about this thing that you enjoy. You don't need to do it, just learn about it, read about it. Because when you read about it, you're going to get ideas that are inspired within you instead of looking out there and trying to fit an idea because you think it's going to solve your problem. You want to go read something that you're interested in, not expecting an answer, only reading it because you enjoy it. When you do that, that's when the inspiration's from inside. Yes, you're reading a book that is outside of you, but you were inspired from the inside to read it. It gave you an answer that inspired you, an idea completely of your own. So yes, the inspiration, I hope this is making sense. The inspiration first comes from you to go read that book because you're interested in it. You read that book, and then it gives you an idea. It gives you an idea because you're reading somebody else's work, so yes, it's out there, but you are intertwining it with your own voice that gives you an idea that is separate from what's in there. And so that's why it's something that's coming within you. It's something that is for you versus going out there and just copying what somebody else has done. Because you weren't really called to that aside from the fact that you thought it was going to solve your problem. It's not coming from the heart, it's coming from logic. I think this will solve my problem, even though I'm not as into it. Or maybe I'm into it because I think it'll solve my problem, but I wasn't into it before and I'm not going to be into it after. And then you're just mostly copying. Maybe you put in a few of your own things, but mostly you're just copying. And copying isn't necessarily a bad thing because we're all here to learn things. And yes, there are people who have done things before us, and so they have the system for us that we can follow. And yeah, we want to follow some things that have made other people successful. Why reinvent the wheel? But there's too much of that going on. And the intention that you're going into it with is not the intention that's going to solve your problem. You're going into that somebody else's methodology because you think it's going to solve all your problems. If you're truly inspired, if that was truly your calling, you would be inspired just by the methodology and you wouldn't care as much about the end result. You would have fun in the process purely without any kind of benefit to you outside of learning and growing as a person. Okay, so I feel like I'm repeating myself a little bit, but basically, when something is inspired by you because you want to do it because it's going to grow you in some way and you're excited about that growth. You're excited you're going to learn, you're going to see things differently, and then the problem gets solved on its own. When it comes from outside of you, it's purely, this is going to solve my problem, or I think it's fun now, but I never thought it was fun before. And you lose interest in it once it solves your problem. You're like, oh, I thought that was fun, but now I want to go do this. That's how you know that it's coming from outside of you. So I hope this was clear. I hope this was helpful. Yeah, that's what I'm getting for you is you're kind of in this exploration mode trying to solve a problem, but try to focus on enjoying the process and growing as a person, and then your problem will be solved for you. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope it earned your like and your subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.